I know how this sounds. Another Reddit user trying to push some urban legend or story for views. But I beg you to read this all the way through. This isn't creepypasta, not a script for YouTube, not some lost episode. This is damn it real. My name's Ryan, I'm 22, and I make urbex videos with my friends' abandoned hospitals, hotels, factories. We've been to Detroit, Baltimore, even trespassed a few times on private property, where no trespassing signs could mean a bullet. But none of those places were like Wonderland, Florida. We found out about it by accident. Kevin, our cameraman, stumbled upon a blurry GIF on some old forum, a broken-down amusement park with a sign Wonderland Grand, opening 1992. It looked like a German-themed park in Central Florida, opened after the Berlin Wall fell, a fairy tale setting, Grimm brothers, wooden cottages, dolls in costumes. It was shut down without announcement in 2002. And here's the weird part. No news articles. No mentions on TripAdvisor, Reddit, or YouTube. The park's website still exists, a black page with the phrase, "Do you remember where the magic stopped?" and an enter button that does nothing. It sounded like gold for our channel. Me, Kevin, his girlfriend Molly, and my brother Alex packed up on a Saturday morning, jumped in the van, and headed toward Marion County, Florida. GPS coordinates were rough, but Kevin found a 2001 Yelp post that said, "Just past the Old Town Bellevue, near the fruit warehouse." The place was real. The road was narrow, overgrown, broken. We parked the van where it got too deep and walked the rest. When we saw the gates, all of us just stood there, mouths open. Rusty arches, moss-covered clown statues, a carousel that was still spinning from the wind. No security, no warning signs, just a forgotten park. Kevin was filming on his GoPro. I used my phone. Molly and Alex took photos of graffiti. The atmosphere was heavy, but we thought it was just the mood. In the center of the park was an old stage with a backdrop of a castle. Nearby chairs, benches, a puppet theater stage. Someone had spray-painted on the backdrop, "Don't clap. They think it's their turn again." Molly laughed. I didn't, because the moment she took the photo, the carousel stopped, suddenly, as if on command. We wandered for about 40 minutes and decided to check the operators. Booth is small, building near the Ferris wheel. Inside were old equipment, tapes, burnt-out bulbs. On the floor lay a VHS tape labeled June 18th, 2002, closing day show. We took it with us. Kevin said he'd digitize it at home. I took a photo of the tape for Instagram. The phone was at 15% battery, but the photo vanished. The phone froze, and when it rebooted, the photo was gone. Completely. Molly said that when we climbed into the booth, she saw someone standing on the stage. We checked, nobody was there. Then she added, "But he was all white, like not a person but a mask." We drove back quietly. Even the music in the van didn't help. When it got dark, Kevin uploaded GoPro footage to his laptop and said, "Damn, some files are empty. Just black screens." Then, and this part I definitely didn't film, we watched, on screen, the Ferris wheel. Night. The footage seemed shot from behind some trees. The camera slowly zoomed toward the ride. In the frame, there were U.S. standing near the carousel, and behind us a figure, white, motionless. Kevin decided to transfer the VHS recording himself. We were in his garage where he set up a small editing room, old shelves, tangled cables, a 2010-era monitor, and the smell of dusty plastic. When we inserted the tape, the VHS player hissed and the screen initially showed a black background with small white text. Wonderland Entertainment Corp. Final recording. For internal use only. Do not distribute. Kevin said right away, this isn't footage for the public. It's something private. The tape started. Judging by the angle, the camera was set somewhere in the audience, facing the park stage. It was daytime, bright sun. The atmosphere was surprisingly cheerful, kids laughing, the crowd applauding. On stage, actors in costumes. A prince, a witch, a clown playing jokes. It looked like a final show, but the audio was muted, like everything was underwater. Then the first glitch. At 8:44, the footage suddenly cut. The audience just vanished. The stage remained, but the benches were empty. The actors stood still, not frozen, but more like paused. One of them, the clown, turned his head directly toward the camera, though the camera was 30 meters away. Molly asked, "Is this editing a glitch?" Kevin rewound. The footage returned to normal. The audience was back. The fun went on. At 12:16, another glitch. Now the video switched to a top-down view, like from surveillance cameras, but who had a drone in 2002? We saw dark shapes moving through the trees around the stage. None looked human. They crawled like shadows. One of them moved toward a child sitting at the stage's edge, and the child simply disappeared from the frame. I was barely breathing. Then the closing scene began, the farewell song. All the actors gathered on stage, but among them was someone new, a figure completely in white, faceless. It held a wooden puppet that looked disturbingly lifelike. A man's voice, raspy and distant, said, "Close your eyes, children. It's time to say goodbye to what was." Then the tape stopped. On its own. The VHS player hissed and ejected the tape. The monitor went black, and a few seconds later it turned back on, but not to the same footage. Kevin froze. Molly covered her mouth. I just stared. On screen, our GoPro footage from the park, but from different angles. The camera filmed us from behind trees, from the cabin of a ride. Someone was filming us constantly. The last shot us in the van, driving away, and on the roof, a white figure. Kevin tried to delete the videos, but the system froze. The computer became unresponsive. Suddenly, text appeared on the screen by itself. "You watched. Now it remembers you." I yanked the power cord out of the outlet. Molly cried. Alex sat silently on the floor. Kevin said only one thing. "It's a prank. This has to be a fake." But his voice was shaking, because even without the monitor on, the GoPro started blinking, and we all heard the sound from that video, the puppet's laugh and applause. We decided to erase everything, the flash drive, the VHS tape, photos. Kevin pulled the hard drive with all the videos, and threw it into a pot of water, then lit the stove. I deleted everything on my phone, even screenshots, but nothing disappeared. The next morning, I woke up to a notification sound. On my phone's screen, a new folder in the gallery called rehearsal_files_1. Inside 13 videos, each one showing me, filmed from behind in different parts of the house, kitchen, bathroom, even the bedroom. And in every video, I don't move. I just stand there. In the last video, I'm looking straight at the camera, smiling, though I never smiled. I called Kevin, no answer. Molly, too. I went to their place, knocked, called, silence, doors locked. I got in through the garage window. The lights were off. Inside scattered things, broken monitor, floor wet, and a smell like old tape and dead mice. I found Kevin on the floor near his editing desk. He was breathing, but staring at the wall, unblinking, eyes wide open, arms stretched out. He didn't respond or move. On the desk lay a burnt-edge paper. I told you not to clap. Now the actors don't want to stop. I called an ambulance. After that, I sat in the car, unsure what to do. Then Molly called. Her voice was soft, raspy. She said just one thing. I know why they disappear from the videos. They don't disappear. They get cut out. Because they don't clap. Because they don't play. I asked where she was. She replied, where the scene has no end, where the night never turns off. And the call dropped. That same night I got a text from an unknown number. Showtime starts at 3:17, entrance players only. And a new video appeared in my gallery. This time it was night, filmed in my living room. I'm on the couch, sleeping, and on the right edge of the frame, a figure in white, faceless. It moves closer, leans over me, and slowly puts something in my hands. The camera shakes. The image distorts. And in the last frame I wake up, look straight into the camera, and say, I'm ready for the show. This isn't over. Alex, my brother, he disappeared. I don't know where. His phone is unreachable. On his bedroom wall, someone wrote in paint, you had your turn. Now it's theirs. Here's the important part. Last night, my laptop turned on by itself. On the screen, an editing project. It's called Final_Showcase_0.9. There are scenes we never filmed, shots of us that never existed, and the last clip a stage, the same stage. We're standing on the Wonderland stage. Before us the empty seats, and slowly, one by one, figures in white begin to appear, applauding, and a voiceover says, thank you for bringing the magic back. I can't tell anymore where the line is between what we saw and what it shows me. Kevin is in the hospital, in a vegetative state. Doctors say his brain activity is unstable, but I've seen his fingers twitch rhythmically, like he's applauding. Molly never responded again. Her number vanished. I called her parents. They said she never came back from that video road trip she talked about, like she hadn't existed for 2 weeks. Alex, my brother, left a note, just 3 words carved into the wooden floor of his room. I'm staying here. Last night I heard clapping from my living room. Slow, wet, heavy. When I went out, no one was there. but on the TV screen the stage. This time not old VHS footage, but a live broadcast. And on the stage me wearing my clothes with the GoPro standing and waving. At empty seats, I turned off the TV, but the sound didn't stop. I understand one thing. This is a show, and every show needs an audience. But more than that, it needs performers. The park wasn't cursed. It was a living mechanism, a place that consumes memories, personalities, footage, lives all, so the show goes on. And we became part of that script the moment we stepped inside. I couldn't wait anymore. I went back. The path was overgrown again, but this time no GPS, no map. I walked by instinct. Hard to describe, but I knew where it was. Like the park was calling me back. The gates were open. The lights inside didn't flicker. They glowed steadily. The rides no longer looked abandoned. They were waiting. I passed a carousel. It started spinning as soon as I looked at it. A song I'd never heard played from the speakers. Everything inside was clean, like a film set ready for a take. Someone was already standing on the stage, the figure in white, holding the wooden puppet. When I stepped onto the stage, the figure turned to me and vanished, just vanished into thin air. On the floor lay a costume, my size, and beside it a ticket, old, burnt at the edges, with the words, "Today's special guest, Ryan." I put on the costume, walked to center stage, and heard applause. The rows before me filled again. The white, faceless figures, hundreds, maybe thousands, sat perfectly still but clapped. Each clap directed at me. I raised my hands. "Thank you for your attention," I said, and the show began. This morning I woke up on stage. Internet here is weak but still working. I found a way to send this to No Sleep. Maybe you'll read it. Maybe not. But if you ever see a video where someone who looks like me performs in an abandoned park, don't watch it till the end, because then the show goes on with you, and you get your ticket